Hey neighbors, once again we are reaching into the depths of my hard drive to bring you another lost episode. So when we first started this podcast, we recorded a few test episodes just to figure out what we were doing, and this is one of those. In fact, this is the very first thing we ever recorded before we even knew what the name of the podcast would be. So here we go.
So we were talking about how shitty work is.
Yeah, work was shitty.
People are shitty.
I think that people just make assumptions and then don't verify anything. They just keep going.
I fucking hate it when people assume something and I'm like, girl, boy, sir, ma'am, non-gender conforming person.
Human person,
because that's also an assumption. But I'm just like, hey, don't assume anything, okay? Like, just shush it.
Right, and then like drama perpetuates, and then there's anger, and then there's usually a curse word or something, and I'm like,
people are so
not
offended.
even worth it. Just not even worth it. And so, I don't know. I think when people aren't thinking about where the other person might be coming from, or they just think and then blow up and then just react on that.
I can do that though. Like, I feel like I can definitely just blow up on someone, but I don't do it at work. Like, keep it in the bedroom. Blow that up over there.
Oh God. Yeah, that's another conversation.
We should have that conversation. I'm gonna write that down.
Sex as language. Great.
Sex as language.
It is actually when you think about it.
Language.
I saw a YouTube video today, and I would like your opinion on it.
Do you want to watch it? We can turn it on.
I don't know where to find it. It was just someone shared it on Facebook, and I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I can't find the post and Facebook. Anyway, so it was this guy who was in his Audi or something, and he got out, and then some, I guess, really tall black guy said, "Fuck you and your white privilege." And I was like, that's kind of an assumption. Like, how do you know? And so that was what the video was about, was this guy who was like, listen, I get it. I'm a white dude. This is my car. I've worked really hard for it. But how do you assume that I have white privilege? I think it was just an interesting reaction. Like, I was good. I didn't go to the Facebook comments or anything, but I thought about it and I'm like, even if it is white privilege or not, how are you just going to react like that to somebody you don't even know? Like, I don't know. That was really weird.
So the white guy reacting confused you, or just this black man who's calling out this white guy?
Mostly just the black guy. Because I don't look at people's Mercedeses and think, oh, white privilege. I also don't look at, if you drove an Audi, I wouldn't think about it like, okay, cool, whatever. I don't know. I guess I just wouldn't get angry. If I'm in the unemployment line, I would think I put myself here. I wouldn't really think, I'm not concerned with other people and how they did what they did sometimes,
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just really a weird reaction.
I appreciate that man making an effort to let this white man realize he has privilege. Maybe the approach wasn't correct, but when is a black man approaching a white man ever going to be correct in the society?
See, the thing is, though, the white man wasn't reacting or interacting with him. And so how are you just going to strike someone who's a stranger? You're not engaged in conversation. He's just getting out of his vehicle.
You know what I do? I just put boogers on those fancy cars.
I mean, that would have been...
Maybe allegedly.
That would have made more sense to me, too, because in that
moment...
Just,
wait for him to leave and then just, put a little booger on it. It's fine.
Right, and that seems more normal to me, though, because when I see rich cars, I'm not thinking...
I don't see the person inside of it,
I don't either.
I literally just see... this better car than me, so I assume everything's better. And, I'm gonna say maybe 9 times out of 10, it is a young white kid getting into that car with a lot of money.
Gentleman, like 30s, mid-30s.
That's still pretty young. Because when am I gonna afford an Audi? I want to be fucking 90 and still be driving my little rust bucket shit.
And, honestly, there's probably a lot of white people that will never own an Audi. It doesn't matter who the person behind the wheel was. I just find it interesting that this person who didn't know him wasn't being pressured in that moment to see their racial differences, how are you just going to say that to somebody?
I'm down for them to yell at each other. Freedom of speech. Yell it through the rooftops. Fuck your white privilege. I don't care. And honestly, it's never going to come at me because I don't have any of that. So I'm not bothered by it at all. I fucking love it when the internet shows shit like that because white people have been getting away with a lot of shit. And usually they think that if they can cry about it, that's going to be okay. Boo-hoo, I drive a car that's so fancy and someone told me I drive a fancy car. Boo-hoo. Calm down. I don't know.
I'm on the fence about it.
I'm
a brown person and I grew up poor. And to me, it's like, all right, so I made a choice to get to earn some of these things, right? And so in my mind, I don't automatically think, oh, you're a white guy, so that must mean I'm less than you because I'm a brown woman. I just think, well, he got his shit together. And, like, I need to, you know what I mean? I don't know.
But that's your own personal thing, and sometimes there's this other layer of society, and right now we're living in this
I'm just afraid that we're overusing that term. And then anytime that we're frustrated,
we're just going to be like, you're not privileged, and I don't.
And I think that sometimes you have to think, okay, that's cool. But then, you know, at what level are we all just going to remember that we're human and what? I don't know.
Oh, by the way, we do have to say that we both are femmes. We identify with she and her, and we are both of Latinx descent. I'm a Mexican-American bicultural person. That means I'm culturally Mexican and culturally American.
I'm culturally nothing. I'm just everything.
You're a hodgepodge. You're a beautiful, beautiful melting pot embodied.
And see, I've gotten that racism before, and it's so fucking weird. Like, I go somewhere, and other brown people will tell me, why do you act white? And I'm like, what do you mean I'm acting like myself?
This is
like,
me.
This is me. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Like,
it makes me think of that song from Mulan. Who is that girl?
Right. Like, if I take off my makeup, still gonna be the same.
Still brown.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of beauty, what the fuck kind of sleeves was she wearing in that movie? Like, I have never been able to just wipe off all my makeup in one swipe.
She's wearing that big, thick, white, like, geisha style.
Yeah, that shit doesn't come off like that.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that red lipstick, girl, that red lipstick is going to take a while. And then
mascara?
How did she... no, I don't think they had mascara during that.
Didn't she have like some blue shit or something on her?
It was eyeliner. Like, I would love to know what the makeup was like in China during that era.
Well, they probably made it
poopies. And
no, I was just thinking they made it out of something else. And then I just remembered that in Mexico, it's a trend to put little white powdered donuts around your eyes. And I just thought, wait a minute.
You get a donut. That's awesome.
All right, and I'm thinking to myself, was it powdered donuts?
Like, do they have different colored powders, or it always have to be white?
I've never seen a geisha with not a pale face.
Yeah, that's really, like, because
there's never been a brown-faced geisha that is from Japan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, well, I could see, like, Japanese women tend to be on the more lighter side, and they really hate the sun because they're afraid of being brown, I believe.
That's interesting.
I mean, I love the sun, but it does burn. Like, people are surprised when I get a sunburn. I'm like, oh.
Bitch, I can still burn. Like,
I'm the people.
Skin is not made to just not work. I don't know. Sure, I've got a little bit more melanin than you, and sure, I get toasty instead of burnt, but I have like a limit, you know.
I
my
like
skin
that toasty.
Well, like, I'm a toasted almond, you know.
Yes.
Like,
I'm beige. I get, like, I don't know.
I think you're a little more than beige.
Well, that's what my makeup says. I'm beige.
Oh, that's a lie. I don't like that. I don't like that they use beige for the mid-tone.
Right.
Like, just say something like in between. I'm not beige because beige is like, paler, and I'm not bronze either. I'm just
I feel
in between.
bronze.
I feel more bronze, but
you know
the bronze that they're talking about is not bronze.
But they don't even go that deep. Like, they don't, like, that's the color that's the darkest. They always call it, like, deep.
I found Linda some makeup, so.
What was that?
What was
the name?
I don't remember. Oh, no. I think it had a number.
Oh, and Linda's
like
your friend.
Number 4 or something.
Yeah,
or
like
some shit.
Like, turn it up to 11.
Well, I think that they use bronze sometimes because they don't want to say black. And they don't want to say dark or deep. I
like deep, but it's still like, be more creative.
Because then what's on the other spectrum of deep? Shallow.
Yes.
I don't know.
Starbucks.
And then wait a minute. Then what the hell would we be then? Still, like, you can't have medium.
I'm chai. I'm like, what if we did like a coffee range, like different,
there we go. I'd rather be measured by the roast of my coffee. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, are you espresso? Are you blonde breakfast blend? Or are you, I don't know.
Ooh, if it smelled like that, coffee.
Like that Verdana bullshit that Starbucks came up with.
Is that a makeup?
No, it's coffee.
Oh, no. I don't know what that
Starbucks
is.
coffee.
I don't know.
Verdana. It's like a veranda or some shit.
Veranda.
You know. Okay, you know porches.
But it's like
there's a little picture of a porch overlooking the ocean or some shit on it, and then it's
that white privilege.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's very Maine. Like
I heard Maine is
like
white
Cape
as
Cod
fuck.
or something.
Yeah.
And so,
Cape Cod.
And
It's got the KK right there.
Right, and then
one more K, baby.
Columbia roast. I'm like, great. That's more my style, I guess. I did see another video, and it was these women who created books for girls.
Oh, I've seen
the Rebel
that.
one, and then like they have a Cinderfella, and they're like, you wouldn't have your sons read this, you know, because he was saved by the princess or whatever.
Why not?
I don't know.
I would read it. I love reading stupid books, so
I haven't
read Twilight though, so maybe
that was just
reading.
Oh
stupid
God!
books.
Let's
skip that.
Jesus,
let's not talk about Twilight.
Twilight was just frustrating because of the vocabulary.
You worked at the Hastings when that came out, didn't you?
Oh yeah, and then
so you got to meet all the Twilight dweebs.
Tweebs. Yeah, we had to do little parties and like
little parties.
Yeah, because there was only a handful of psychos that showed up to these things. Like, I'm Team Edward and I'm Team whatever,
Chewbacca,
right? And
is
then
there a Team Chewbacca?
I think that's Star Wars.
Oh yeah, it is.
Let's not put Star Wars on the same shelf as Twilight.
Way up here.
Twilight's bottom shelf. Star Wars is top shelf.
Obviously. I'm glad we agree on that.
Or Twilight's trash.
Trash.
Like, by bottom shelf, I mean bottom of the trash can.
Like you buried it, burned it, like...
I think that lady just threw pages of a thesaurus, and then she just threw darts and was like, oh, that's a cool word. I'm going to use it in a sentence. Like...
That's what I do.
But it was, I don't know.
I need $1 million now, please, so I can write a book.
She was just trying too hard. And then what pissed me off was, then there was an ACT manual that was like,
what?
Pass your ACT by reading Twilight vocabulary words.
That's
like,
bullshit.
This is where I draw the line, okay?
That is disgusting.
And people bought it.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Stupid people.
I actually wanted to follow up and ask.
Did
do
you
like
pass
a poll.
your ACT?
Yeah.
Because of this?
Did your scores improve by...
Or do you keep dreaming of shiny vampires and werewolves having weird, wild sex?
Shiny vampires. Glittery vampires.
Yeah, because that's like what caused that other bullshit series to come to light as well, right?
Yeah.
That, like, horny mom read Twilight, and she's like, it needs to be
kinkier.
kinkier.
The 50 Shades of Grey. Yeah. That was stupid too. I read